Good morning. We are back for our first IG Live since our love issue has launched. We're so excited. June was the official launch date of of our love issue. One of our amazing photographers, Tal, is tuning in as well. If you have picked up our love issue, she photographed our beautiful spread, our lash love. I'll show it to you since I have the magazine right here. I mean, how gorgeous is this? This is gorgeous. This is art. So if you haven't checked out her site, check out her site. She does, her Instagram is talphoto, TALFOTO. I see Lauren has joined us and we are chatting with her today about her beautiful yoga mats. All right, Lauren, I'm gonna add you in. There you are. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I was just sharing that this is our first IG Live since the print magazine has launched.
Oh, yay, I'm the first.
You're the first. You're the very
Awesome.
first one. June was our official launch date. And
Yes.
as you know, we've been on this journey together for like a year, right?
Yeah.
It always takes a little bit of time. It's from the concept to getting the print. You did a special shoot for your ad for the magazine.
Yes, that was fun.
It's a whole process. I think people maybe, I mean, because you worked as an art director,
Right.
Getting from concept to idea, then to the actual print ad, and it's a journey, and we've been on it together.
Yes, it's been an experience. It was fun though. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I never set up a shoot like that. So that was like my first time doing like a real big photo shoot. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, photo shoots are definitely one of the most fun parts of doing the magazine. I was just mentioning one of our photographers, Tal, was just tuning in as well. And it's so much fun. It's just like, you think you go in with one idea and then what you leave with is not always the same, right? No. So being open to that process of like, what's it gonna look like? It's so much fun.
It's hard. It's almost like doing 3D art because you can envision it, but only so much.
Yeah. And it's great too, because it reminds us to like, I mean, for me, to let go a little bit of that control, right? So I had a vision in the beginning of what it might look like, and then to just be like, let it fall where it will.
Yes. Yeah, we have to do that all the time as artists.
Yes. So before we start, if you could just introduce yourself really quickly and share your name and what you do, and then we'll get into it.
Okay, so my name is Lauren. The company is Ilastrate, yoga mat design company. I create basically functional works of art on yoga products. That's what I try to tell people. So I do some hand painted mats. I also have some printed mats, designs, but they're all my own artwork.
And that's, I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. How long have you been doing this?
It's been a journey to get to where I am. So I really started in 2012 with the idea. Yeah. That's when I had kind of stepped back a little bit from the art firm. I had my daughter and I said, okay, this is my opportunity. I took 6 months off for my maternity leave. And I said, this is my opportunity to do my research and development, right? So I kind of started there, but I really didn't like actually have a product until 2016. And it's just been like a little bit of a trial and error. And now we've gotten to a point where I have solid products that I love, that our customers love. And the hand painting is something I always wanted to do that I just really started doing a couple years ago when COVID happened.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, COVID really, it transformed every business. No one that was untouched by COVID. Right. How has it changed for you? I mean, how has the use of yoga mats even has probably changed dramatically in almost 11 years since you first started?
Yeah. So it's interesting. When I started doing my research, I didn't know, I was like a kid. I didn't know anything about starting a business, getting something patented. And I really should have protected myself a little more, because as soon as I had a lot of knowledge from working at the art consulting firm about print technology, and we were now using what was novel at the time was flatbed printing and printing on hard surfaces. And I took all that knowledge of print and publishing, and I called around to different companies and printers, and I started like getting prototypes. But as soon as I started doing that, they really took my idea and they started pushing it out. So all this like full color printed designed yoga mats started coming out literally after I started making calls. Like 3 months after. So I kind of, hurt myself a little bit, but I think it helped me to transform into something better.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and that's one of the things, that's one of the realities, right? Of starting a business. There is that realistic component. There's the design, the inspiration, and that joyful moment. And then there's also the work that needs to go into it. And you had written, we shared it on our Facebook page as well. Something that you shared that I think is really important for people to remember is that business is also a large percent creativity, right? You really have to be, and I think that people may not, I know when I started, I didn't really make that just natural connection, but after COVID too, it's like you have to come up with creative solutions, especially when you created something that didn't exist, right? So a print yoga mat is as a piece of art, so not only the physical structure, but having it as a new concept, that it can be an art piece. I love that. I think it's so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Really, I think the person who I was first like said, oh yeah, that's a good concept, was Andy Warhol. He has a quote. I don't remember the quote exactly, but goes something like, running a business is art, or the art of running a business, something like that. And every time I think of that, I'm like, yeah, it really is, because you just have to be so creative to make it work.
Yeah. And are you only doing the cork mats right now, or do you have other mats?
No, we have what I call a pro mat. So it has it's a different kind of top. It's more like a rubbery type topper with the rubber base on the bottom. So I can't paint on it as far as I know. I'm going to try actually, but it's more of like an engraved designs. And I tell people it's really a preference. I carry both because I feel like certain people don't like the cork and they do better on the rubber. And it's, it's different for different types of yoga.
Right.
So hatha yoga and ashtanga yoga, you kind of want to slide sometimes because you want to slide through.
Right.
So depending on whether you're doing hot or warm or regular, if you're sweating, you're gonna want a different feel.
Right. And your personal practice, are you still practicing? Do you have a personal practice?
I do. I go at least twice. I try to go twice a week to the studio. She's 2 minutes down the road. We worked together for years now. So Lindsay in Wading River. So I try to get there twice a week.
Yeah.
I don't really have a home practice yet. I'm trying to I live in a very tiny house, so it's hard for me to even have space to do it. But we just put up a pavilion in the back where I'm going to be able to do my aerial silks, hang up my aerial silks, because I wanted to really develop my aerial practice a little more.
Yeah. And I think everyone's personal practice has changed so much, especially the last couple of years too. And I'm excited to see that you're going to be at festivals too. So you're going to be at the Catskills Yoga Festival coming up July, about a little over a month
it's soon. I'm really excited about it. I've wanted to go and sponsor. We're sponsoring as well, and do a festival like that for a while now. So I'm like super excited. It's like right in our backyard. I love upstate, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's the first festival you'll be physically like on site. You're going to be selling the mats. You're going to be interacting with the public.
Yes,
it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Have you attended festivals in the past yourself?
I have. Yeah. I think the first one I ever went to was when they had a festival out in Southampton years ago. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was just Southampton Yoga Fest.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first ones I ever went to, but I think since COVID they haven't done it. Yeah. There was one here on Long Island out at Sands Point that I used to go to every year for about 4 or 5 years, and they haven't revamped since COVID either. Yeah. So I did used to, and that was a great one up at Sands Point. It was the One Love Yoga Festival.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
Yeah, that was a really, really great one. And they used to fund the human trafficking efforts over in India.
And I saw as well on your website, so you also have a couple of partnerships as well that you donate a percentage from your mats.
Yes. So I donate to Veterans for Child Rescue, a certain percentage, because it's just a cause that like hits me right in the chest. Being a mom, you know, it's so hard to envision like somebody having to go through that. So it's very like close to my heart. Right. And I also try to we donate to One Tree Planted. So every product sold, we plant a tree.
Yeah. And it must be, I mean, there's so many amazing organizations deciding who to partner with. I mean, how did you narrow it down just by sort of a gut instinct?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I saw them years ago. I saw what they were doing. And I had at that point been reading a lot about the problem in the United States. And I liked that they were based like that they had a history in working with the military. So I thought that they're probably doing some great work, and I really like their mission. Yeah. So that's kind of how I happened upon them.
Yeah. How do you see the future of your company? Like, how do you envision it? What is your dream scenario for?
I want a space. I definitely want to have a space, but not a traditional yoga studio. I want to offer a place for people to come in and do a personal practice, really, and have more like a gallery feeling. So maybe mesh the two. Yeah. Eventually I'd like to offer a clothing line, because we really are like a yoga lifestyle brand. It's just more focused on the art and art, you know, how art can enhance and help you heal.
Yeah. So you're envisioning like a brick and mortar space than an actual like physical location that
one day.
Yeah. And I love that people are doing that. I mean, I love online. I love doing Zoom yoga as well, but there is something about physical spaces again and festivals and us being together and rejoining again. It's nice that that's happening again. And I'm so excited that there's so many festivals and events coming up as well. And you do a lot of events as well. Like you were hosting events. Are there any that are coming up other than the festival that you want to share?
We are going to be, I'm trying, my schedule's so crazy this summer, but we're going to be hosting another Paint a Yoga Mat event, maybe possibly two. And then I have one lined up for September, possibly in Connecticut, actually. Yeah. And I was trying to put together another. Last year we did a dance yoga event with my brand ambassador, Melissa, at Satya Yoga and Pilates. And that was really fun. So I wanted to do another one, but my schedule has been like so wacky that I haven't been able to actually set it up.
So paint your yoga mat. Is that literally what it sounds like? Will you literally paint your own yoga mat?
Yes. So I have designed some styles of mat that I can paint quickly. Yeah. Basically, it is line art. Yeah. That's, you know, it's my artwork that's been turned into just, you know, an outline. And so you're not painting it from scratch. You are picking one of the designs that exist. Yeah. And then you're adding your own colors in. So I do a lot of splatter paint work because it's liquid paint and it's hard to control. So I just throw the paint on, and it's just really fun because you can't control the outcome of it. So you just kind of get what you get. You pick the colors you want. They're going to mix and they're going to blend the way that they blend. And when you're done, you'll have this masterpiece. But yeah, so we set up like we take the room and I have to cover the space in plastic because we're throwing the paint and it goes everywhere. But so it's a lot of fun.
And I love that because I'm sure if you have a chance to watch people, it probably takes a little bit of the pressure off knowing that they don't have to sit there and be so meticulous with it, but they can really, and I'm going to plug our next issue, connect with their joy, right? So getting in touch with just that childlike fun of just like you know, you don't have to worry about the lines, and you just throw things at the wall, and no matter where it's going to hit, it can hit the plastic. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And I feel like it's such a great opportunity to be.
It takes a lot for people to be okay with that, believe it or not.
Really? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? Probably at first, right? And then when they let loose, they're probably like, how do you stop them?
Yeah, but it is a lot of fun.
Do you ever find that anyone gets a little maybe like too precious about the mat? They're like,
yes.
It's so beautiful, I don't want to step on it.
Yeah, I painted quite a few but I want people to leave with feeling safe and comfortable with what they've done, that they can bring it to yoga class and not be embarrassed. So I help out as much as I can, even to the point if I have to paint the whole thing myself, you know. It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's a process.
I love it. So when you're running your own business, because I always say that every yoga studio owner and every yoga teacher and everyone, they're really a self-contained small business, right? Like in those moments when it might get challenging and you might think, oh, why am I doing this? What's the first thing that you go to? Like, is there a person? Is there a practice? Is there just a moment that you take to just get over that hump?
It usually takes me a day or two with a lot of meditation and thinking it through. I talk to my husband about it a lot. You know, he's very involved in our home life and he helps a lot, and he has a little insight for business. He runs he's manager at a big store out on the East End. So he kind of has a little bit more different perspective than I do. So I'll talk to him about it. And then usually it makes me stronger after I've finally come to this conclusion that, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And I shouldn't really let this bother me the way it's bothering me. And then I'll get over it, and it'll help me get through other things, you know, but meditation definitely helps.
Yeah. I definitely think that's, you know, having people around you that also remind you and keep you sort of on the path that is right anyway, but we get a little lost and we sometimes lose our way a little bit. Other than your husband, is there anyone else you'd like to shout out and say just like thank you for supporting you and for being there and just really kind of lifting you up?
Yeah, my friend Melissa, we've worked together for a long time, but she's gotten to be a real like mentor for me, really. Melissa at Satya Yoga and Pilates, and as well as Ina over at Solinse. They've been kind of like a sounding board at times. I've been able to, you know, like ask for advice and different things, and they've really been very supportive of me, of the product as well.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Lauren, so much. I'm going to share this on our YouTube. We're going to post this. We'll keep this on Instagram. We're going to put it on your partner page on our website. And thank you so much for supporting the love issue.
Yes.
And
I'm so excited.
We will see you. You can meet Lauren in person at the Catskills Yoga Festival coming up July, I want to say 22nd. I feel like
it is the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd. In the Catskills, very, you know, easy to find. We will be there. Lauren will be there, and we will say hi and check out your beautiful mats. And can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes, me too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye.